Here. What's up, guys? Happy middle of the week. We only got a couple of games tonight. It's August 3rd. It's a Wednesday. Laid back Cadillac Jack. Pay Gunny the big bucks. Want to see a little more hustle while on the clock? The big bucks. Oh no. Hustle. The grind is real, man. What's up, guys? Hope you guys doing all right. Got a lot of baseball going on right now. Not a great Yankee game going on. Not a great one. But what can you do? You can't win them all. And we've got, I believe, 5 games set up for tonight. And one of them looks like a large weather risk. So we are going to try to read between the lines here. Figure out what's attackable, what's not. Maybe find a couple of angles for prop betting tonight. There's like a weird 2-hour gap between the first game to the third game and the middle game. You know what I mean? So the middle game might get canned. So could be a weird slate. So definitely a laid back night. But we might find some angles for at least prize picks, right? Hope you guys are doing all right. I'm so I don't know. This is kind of a weird story, but I like peanut butter a lot. You know what I mean? A lot. I just had peanut butter on my desk, and before stream, I was like, "Oh snap! I need something to drink." So I grabbed a cup on my desk, threw some Kool-Aid in it, took a sip. Oh my god, it was like oily, greasy. I was like, what the freak? And then I remembered, like last night, the top of the peanut butter jar had a little bit of peanut oil, and I just poured it in a cup because I didn't want it. So peanut oil and Kool-Aid, not a great mix. I don't know if you guys ever wondered if it was, but I'm here to tell you it's not. So I had to go, rinse out or get a new cup. I rinsed out that cup too, but that oil was so thick that it just kind of hung around. What are you gonna do? Anyway, we're gonna pop open to RunDFS.com MLB VIP spreadsheet for you. That head over to Roto Grinders, check out the weather report. Only one game on our slate that we really need to know about. It's this Cubs and Cardinals game. Pure orange. It says storms likely moving in during the game, and they are slow moving. If models can be trusted this far out, and in general they can't, this would be half a game, then a washout. We'll need to circle back here, but my gut instinct is, quote, not safe. So potential in-game rain that will just end the game, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it is the only weather concern that we really need to be cognitive of for this main slate. Everything else looking pretty clean. Let's open up that RunDFS.com MLB VIP spreadsheet. Let's get the first game typed up. It's going to be Brewers and Pirates. The return of Freddie Peralta. I didn't know he was activated. I might have to go pick him up in season long again. I dropped him because he was on the 60-day. The Brewers lineup is confirmed. But the Pirates lineup is not. Matter of fact, there's not a run total I'm looking at for this game. Little funky. Blah. By the way, we were gonna stream Monday, but we had another Spectrum outage in my area, and that kind of warped me. And then one of my other real-world obligations is a pro wrestling company, and the last really 2 days I've been in the lab, the editing bay, working on some footage for a show. So yesterday, as big as yesterday's slate was, with all the trades that were happening on trade deadline day, kind of forewent that show. So if you're looking for me, I appreciate you. But we still did full coverage in VIP. We still threw out the bomb detector. I feel like I had to sneeze. So what's the deal with Freddie Peralta? How many pitches can he go? It says he went 3.1 innings, 52 pitches over the course of his 2 minor league rehab assignments, but the Brewers were satisfied enough to watch it. Okay, so was that in the last one or altogether? That was worded kind of funky. Either way, it looks like we're not going to be able to trust Peralta long enough to play him with any sort of expectation of point, especially at 9,700. Yikes. Yikes. All right, game log. Yep, just went 3.1. All right. So at 9.7K, I don't really think there's a way we can get to him with any expectation. And looking at this Brewers bullpen, matter of fact, let me just see if DraftKings made it easier on me. No long reliever. I'm just kind of expecting him to soft open 3-4 innings with that type of potential pitch count restriction. So maybe trying to piece together who might come out, but I guess it really could be anybody. What team is Peralta on now? Freddie Peralta is on the Brewers. Talking about David Peralta, maybe? I know he got traded. I think he went, I want to say some Peralta trade. There was a lot of trade. He got straight to the Rays. That's what I thought. What's up, Groovy? What's up, ACP? Doing all right? You didn't really miss nothing. I went live a little bit later. It was just a couple games, and I was trying to hang on to the Yankee game as long as I could, but didn't really think a comeback was likely, so went ahead and hit the live switch. Tyler Bede's on the bump for the Pirates. He is also an opener, so this game's kind of unusable pitching wise. So probably just focus on the bats. So past Bede is going to be Chase DeYoung, and he's not really looking like he is going to go super deep. So yeah, we're probably just dealing with bats here, and the likelier outcome for me talent wise to get on the Brewers versus the Pirates. So pop open the player pool tab. And I honestly, I'm stacking every team here today, so we'll just focus on like what we would run in like single entry or 20 entry. It'd be kind of cheap for me to, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna stack every team on a slate this small. But I don't think any pitching in this game is really going to be all that viable for me. What we might look at is anything on PrizePicks. I doubt they listed anything for Peralta. They did at 4 strikeouts. All right. 4 strikeouts for Peralta, and he might go 4 innings, maybe 5. That's obtainable. Maybe it's one of those live bet situations where we catch an opportunity at the second, third inning for like 1.5 strikeouts, you know. But definitely plenty of strikeouts to be had. I have to sneeze. I've been having to sneeze for like 10 minutes. This is Alright, so let me make a soft list here. In the lower lean area, we'll go Pretty Peralta. Live K's question mark tilt head. How did Marquise Brown get arrested for speeding? Yeah, you got to be going pretty doggone fast to be throwing in cuffs. So I didn't read any of the stories. Maybe some of you guys can put some more context to it. You either got to be going way above the speed limit or just being a total douchebag to the cop or something. But I don't know. Every time I've been pulled over for speeding, it was just sweating a ticket. Wait till Franco and Choi come back. Man, Choi. I thought. Am I tripping? I thought. Maybe it wasn't Choi. Maybe I'm tripping. I thought Ji-Man Choi was like. Yeah, I am tripping. Yeah, it might be sneaky. I don't know. So I honestly think Boston has nerfed themselves. Orioles were on that Cinderella level. I thought, maybe they could get fun down the stretch, but trading away Jorge Lopez kind of indicates that they're going to be patient. So it's going to come down to Blue Jays, Yankees, and then the Rays are right there. Rays are always just right there. So yeah, just maybe. Does staring into a light help you sneeze? Does it? I've got all kinds of lighting. Maybe. I don't know why. I just woke up with the sniffles, man. Maybe pollen count is high or something in my area. A lot of sneezing going on. How you feel overall about the moves the Yankees made? I wish I would have made a couple more. I still don't love our pitching staff. I was very befuddled by the Jordan Montgomery trade. But I guess I kind of get it for if you're aiming for postseason play. Center fielder and Harrison Bader, that could potentially usurp Aaron Hicks if he continues to struggle. Maybe an insurance policy there, or if the Stanton recovery isn't there. But I like Jordan Montgomery, but I think he's expendable. But I didn't think he was going to be moved. I mean, him and all those pitchers are really, really tight. I thought Domingo Germán would be the guy that's most likely to get the boot, but wasn't to be. Joey Gallo to the Dodgers, he had to go. And then Frankie Montas was a huge pickup. Would have liked a little bit more pitching, though. Our current pitching staff is in shambles. At least the bullpen is, based on what it was a month or two ago. Anything over 35 mile an hour, the speed limit is considered reckless driving, which is a misdemeanor and jailable offense. Depends on the state. I don't know this case. Yeah, even then, though, I don't feel like he got pulled over with a bunch of yes sirs, no sirs. But I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? That's a lot. Or the cop saw the name and I don't know. I haven't read an article. I haven't seen a report. I just saw the headline, so I really don't want to speculate and create some stuff. You know what I mean? I stare into the lights to sneeze. All right, next time I get that burn, I'll look up. I got the spotlight for the screen, and then yeah, Joey Gallo would do better in National League. I think Joey Gallo just needs a less ruthless fan base. And it sucks. I love Joey Gallo. Years ago, I loved the person. I loved Sonny Gray. Great, likable guys. But Joey Gallo, I was reading some excerpts from an interview yesterday. He was saying that he didn't want to go outside in New York. He didn't want to walk around because people would just heckle him and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, that gets into your head. And you see guys, as soon as Sonny Gray was out of Yankee Stadium, went to Cincy, great season. Maybe Joey Gallo just needs something like that. I definitely think, there's a lot that he could have done more for improving his chances of success in New York. But just generally, though, I don't know that he was built mentally for that market. So we'll see. I didn't expect him to be like a starter for the Dodgers. But hey, any team that has some chance to make a push and has some time to maybe work on Gallo, work on his swing, something like that, the reward's there. I didn't think it would be the Dodgers, but then again, the Dodgers picked up Albert Pujols last year, right? So, very platoony, I think he'll thrive the most in some small market team, or at least like Texas, where a fan base where they weren't going to boo him for striking out. Twins made some nice moves. Yeah, Jorge Lopez, nice pickup. I thought maybe they would want to try and bolster the starting pitchers to make a real run for it, but I understand that they were kind of limited. Jordan Montgomery is a free agent next year. Why the Yankees trade him? Well, Montgomery's injured now. He has plantar fasciitis, so he was probably going to miss quite a bit. So he wasn't really going to help the team in the short term. And then in the postseason, you think about who they project to have: Garrett Cole, Frankie Montas, maybe Nestor Cortez, maybe Jameson Taillon turns it around. Maybe Luis Severino's back and ready to start. So he could be expendable in a postseason roster. So like it's a move that shocked me. Like I wasn't expecting it, but it's not like I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. It was definitely a surprise, just because I thought our pitching is so bad, and one of the things we really don't need is more outfielders. But Hader is really, really great defensively. Got speed. So I don't know. I prefer having LeCastro to sub in for pinch running, but I also think this pickup is meant to light a fire under Aaron Hicks, who is kind of protect him. Aaron Hicks and Josh Donaldson, I think, are like protected in the shadows of what Joey Gallo was doing, right? And maybe now there'll be more light to Hicks's inconsistent season and maybe Donaldson. But I would say Donaldson's able to cover up his offensive woes well enough this year because he's been great on defense. Just figured Judge was going to start pitching. Okay. What's up, Dylan? Hope you're doing all right. Is that Dylan from Twitter who asks me every day for the bomb detector? I don't think I've seen you in chat. Gallo needs to learn how to bunt oppo. I think what I heard about Gallo is just like he wasn't trying to change anything. I heard that he was rarely taking BP swings. He wouldn't stand in the on-deck circle and try to time the pitch or stuff. Like weird stuff like that. Oh, yeah, they did get Molly. You're right, Chuck. which I think that's solid. Last year's Molly, though, over this year's would be the one. Would be the version I'd hope to bring out of them. Let me get the next game typed up while we're vibing. Only one team didn't make any transactions, any trades, and that was the Colorado Rockies. So it was a very, very busy trade deadline. I don't know, the Padres, man, they went nutty with it. Huge pickups. Juan Soto, Josh Bell. They got Drury too, right? And then Josh Hader, right? My goodness. You get Fernando Tatis back. You lose Eric Hosmer, who was a net negative for them. I mean, that's big. And what's crazy is they're sharing a division with the Dodgers. So one of those teams is going to end up being a wild card team. You just kind of hope they vulture each other and yeah, but that Padres team looking dirty. We don't have confirmed lineups for this Cubs and Cardinals game. Just a reminder, if you missed it, this game has some serious rain concern, and the vibes from Kevin Ross' weather report seem to suggest that the expectation could be that the rain hits mid through the game and washes it out. So it will, and we'll stay tuned for more information. But if that happened, there's a lot of weird stuff that could do to MLB scoring, depending on how many innings they get in, and whether or not they call it, they postpone it, they suspend it, or whatever. Like, we've seen where pitchers can get like a cheap 5-inning complete game shutout, you know what I mean, because they called a game. And Miles Mikolas is one of those guys that is known for going deep into games. So maybe we pay attention to when this storm's supposed to come in. And if you got the Cardinals to win this game, and right now they were minus 182 favorites on the money line, 5 implied run total versus the 3.8 on the Cubs. Yeah, maybe that's a scenario that could happen. If you just want to leave it alone because of weather, that's cool too. It is Busch Stadium, and Justin Steele, as attackable as he may be and how lucrative that run total is looking, he's still a big ground ball pitcher. So it's not like we're going to project a ton of home run equity on opposing bats. 0.65 home run per 9 to righties. Yeah, there's a lot of really talented righties in this lineup against lefties, and especially if you're going to be more of a contact pitcher like Justin Steele and his sub 20% K rate to righties. Tap into Tyler O'Neill's massive power, Goldie Arenado. I'd certainly want to, in a no concern game, I'd certainly want some Cardinals exposure here. But I could also paint the picture where if I was pessimistic about weather and I wanted to be safer than sorry, I could paint a picture where they're not going to blow up for 10. So let me mark it as orange in the spreadsheet. And then, like I said, we'll have to check back with the Roth report as we get closer and closer to the lock. Now, from a strategy standpoint and lineup standpoint, this 5-game slate is weird for a couple of reasons. It could theoretically, become a 4-game slate. It could be a 4.5 game slate. But if you end up fading that St. Louis game, there's only one game at lock, and then we got 2.5 hours, 2 hours and change until the final 3 games. So could be unique. It could be an opportunity for you guys to really reshuffle some lineups in your portfolio later in the night, especially if maybe we didn't get lineups out, or if you get some really, really anomalic performances out of the first game or the first 2 games. So really, really odd wrinkle, right? We don't usually get stuff like this. If they kept Luke Voit, it would have been nuts for the Padres. Yeah, but Luke Voit, I love Luke. Another guy I love as a person. And it's weird that he thrived in New York. But I do think his name, the perception of him, was more valuable than his actual numbers. What up, Josh? What up, Greg? Corbin Burns really took a dump on my lineup last night. Hey, it's the dog days of summer. We're seeing some really, really average performances from some of these aces, some of these bad outings. Garrett Cole had one today, back-to-back bad box scores, if nothing else. But yeah, it sucks that Burnsy did that. Burns was definitely my top-ranked and highest-owned pitcher last night. Is what it is. What up, Bino? We miss you now. This breakdown I needed, man. We just chilling today, right? We're not. I wouldn't take this slate too seriously. Ultimately, a 4-gamer. Nothing crazy. Still small. So I just like, as you know, if you're an MME guy, you're probably just stacking every team. You can just vibe out, take it easy. But I am looking for a couple props to grab on. I'm thinking about that Peralta prop, but I think I'm gonna wait for a live line. And I don't really think there's anything in this Cards Cubs game to get into. Man, this peanut butter taste just will not leave. Ugh. And I like peanut butter, but not with my Kool-Aid. Ran out of gas. Dog days of summer, man. It is catching up. This is what you always hear about, right? Dog days of summer. We're in them right now. All right, let's get the third game punched in. By the way, chat, any of you guys looking for some season-long action? I dropped an announcement, was it 2 days ago? Running it with my Run DFS crew and the Gundacker Gaming crew. And sometimes we get to a couple of season-long leagues, but this first one's starting to fill up pretty fast. I think already 4 or 5 of these spots are paid for. So if you guys want to grab on, or if you guys want to jump in, it is DK scoring, but we use ESPN. So yeah, it's a $150 league, and the payout is, let me see what the payout structure. It's $700 to first, $500 to second, $300 to third. It's a 10-man league, and if that fills up, we'll do a secondary league that's a cheaper buy-in, but just wanted everyone to have an opportunity because it started to fill up a lot faster than I thought it would. So if you want in on that, hit me up on Twitter or Discord. First come, first serve, and yeah. All right, let's get to the Angels game. Now we're in the meat and taters of this slate. Athletics at the Angels. Angels ended up not moving Shohei Ohtani, and then you hear that like every team was called, and I think you're supposed to, but man, start daydreaming about what if this, what if that, especially for some of you championship contending teams. And 2 teams in New York that would have loved a lefty bat and a good pitcher, but I can only imagine what his asking price was, or not his, but their asking price was. James Caprillion, former Yankee farmhand, up against the Angels tonight. Angels minus 235 favorites. For a team that's been that bad, I mean, both these teams have been that bad, but for a team like the Angels that have been this bad and don't have Mike Trout in the lineup, it's kind of wild that they've gotten over 200, 230 on the money line. But it's because Ohtani's pitching. And it should also be noted that this Angels bullpen, which has been above average in home runs allowed, did trade away Raisel Iglesias, probably their best bullpen arm. So, might be something to watch. A couple of these teams that did kind of deplete their bullpen a little bit might be something to watch, because those bullpens start allowing for big explosions in the second half of I know the last couple of years there were certain teams like the Tigers, the D-backs, teams like that, where I would just go crazy against them because of how bad their bullpen got. I'm not saying necessarily to expect that tonight from the Angels, but something to keep an eye on as we go forward post-trade deadline. Shohei Ohtani's 10K on DraftKings, 11.3K on Fanduel. The slate's also got Blake Snell and Alex Cobb, Julio Urias, guys like that, but I think it's pretty obvious pre-flop that Shohei Ohtani against the Oakland Athletics should be the top-ranked pitcher, the most sought-after pitcher, and this matchup should be pretty soft. So I just borderline lock button with the way this slate is developing. Just can't get away from it. Caprillion would have been more interesting like last year when his K percentage was over 24%, because the Angels are still a team I like to target with pitchers and strikeouts, and maybe his swing and strike rate being close enough to 10% might steal a couple more strikeouts. Maybe we get a soft line on his K prop on 4.5. Angels strike out quite a bit. But man, these underlying metrics do not sit well with me. Oof. And this lineup's going to probably come out pretty lefty heavy. Only 2 righties in the projected lineup. So that 14% K rate to lefties will probably play a little bit more. I think that's going to profile really, really well for Jared Walsh. Maybe Josh Rojas, but mostly Jared Walsh. Would have been a solid Brandon Marsh spot too. Bomb Detector loves Ohtani. I know we can't play Ohtani in DFS, but I do believe you can play his bat on these prop betting sites. His hitter fantasy scores at 8. So if you do like Ohtani's bat tonight, and you just know that he's built to take Caprillion deep, and the Bomb Detector has given us a massive grade, then maybe grabbing his hitter prop on PrizePicks is the way to go. Ohtani, let's go hitter prop. I think that's 8 FPS. I'm not sure if he was on underdog as a hitter. Let's see. One and a half total bases. He is okay. So I'd even take a shot at that. Shohei Ohtani, 1.5 TB on underdog. Underdog. Let's go underdog leans. We're just gonna go leans today. I don't think this is a lock-worthy slate. And was there anything Peralta-wise over on underdog? 4K, so you get about a strikeout line on underdog. And they said his pitch count is 65, so that's interesting. Nothing wrong with Caprillion against the Angels. Last time he gave up 3 earnings was mid-June. What's up, TJ? How are you? TJ, I am so proud of how you are growing so fast in the DFS world, man. One day on the bucket list, we'll do another show together. And Dean's on the checklist too. What was I looking for? Oh, James Caprillion. By the way, if you guys don't know TJ is a Roto-Grinders analyst now, and I knew him when he was a little baby. Shout out to TJ, comic nerd. Do some gaming? Heck yeah. I don't know what games you play, but everyone knows what games I play. But I'm game. I don't see the James. Who's a Steve? Last time he gave up 3 earnings was mid-June. Oh, you mean just like generally him as? Okay, I thought you meant last time against the Angels. That was like a Sean V. Yeah, I guess he's getting through. Steady Eddie with the 4Ks. I think his price is low enough, and what's it mean to get some exposure to him today against a high strikeout lineup that doesn't really have a ton of talent. I get it. I'm here on that. MLB The Show probably be our biggest crossover. Yeah, I'd be game. Just hit me up. I got you. All you do is watch cartoons. Yeah, I'm still a baby too. We're not growing up. Let me get the Rockies and Padres typed up, man. We don't have any confirmed lineups other than the early game. Rockies have a 3.1 implied run total. Rockies on the road. You know how that goes. Chris Bryant looks like a write-off season for him. Seems like every other day when he's not on the IL, he's getting scratched or paternity leaves and stuff like that. And today, he may not be in the mix. Shaq Cool on the bump for the Rockies. Blake Snell for the Padres. And today's the first day of the rest of our lives for the Padres, man. We might get a first look at how dumb this team is. And I'm sure you guys have heard me say it. The Padres have been one of my least stacked teams of the season. Well, after yesterday, I feel like that's not going to be the same going forward. And I'm already looking at this lineup and starting to salivate on, oh man, they've got a squad. They've got 5 names we can throw in the blender. And even that first game yesterday was nuts for them. And man, could you imagine this lineup when Fernando Tatis comes back? My goodness. Machado, Soto, Bell, Drury. Yeah, I'll take it. Drury, for some reason, is $5,900. What? What? Drury is the most expensive player on this team at $5,900, more than Juan Soto. I don't know how that happened and how Tatis is more expensive than Machado, but shout out to DraftKings. Pricing's not really going to matter today, but that's just funny. Yeah, I think I'll be on Caprillion too, but I'm with you. It's a price thing, and this slate's really gonna steer me to really throwing everyone. I did get a DM this morning from my boy Rich. Was asking me if I thought taking a shot at Chad Kuhl's pitch count over was something that I could co-sign, and the reason he said that was because the bullpen was taxed yesterday, right? Didn't they have a doubleheader yesterday? And I know I've scrolled right by it. Yeah, they used a lot of arms yesterday. Jake Bird, 43 pitches, Ty Block, 38. Austin Gomber, 46. And then Chad Kuhl. I just hate how good this Padres lineup looks. 90, 85. You would think that they would want some length out of them because of that. So something to keep in mind. My boy hit me up. Put a little thought behind that. I respect it. Kuhl's at 92.5 pitches on Underdog, while just at 90.5 on PrizePicks. So if you do want to grab some action on that, it looks like PrizePicks is going to give you a better line to attack. So maybe we'll add that to the lean, right? Chad Kuhl pitch count? Question mark. I just wish this Padres lineup was the Padres from 2 days ago, because this version looks much better. And if he can't go and they dip into that bullpen, it'll probably get nastier. Padres with a 5.7 implied run total. This game, by the way, not in cores. A huge total for them. But I love it. Let's put Padres as our top stack. So I imagine, looking at what we've already researched, there's going to be a whole lot of Shohei Ohtani and Padres stacks rolling through the deep, but hard to turn away. Blake Snell against the Rockies. Snell at 7.9K. I think he's too cheap for what his ceiling is, and he does possess a negative floor, I would say. But this Rockies lineup, especially if it is the one without Chris Bryant, on the road, we can negate a lot of that. I will say they don't strike out a ton. CJ Cron's the highest K guy, and he's one of the scarier bats as well. So a team that doesn't strike out a ton might be liable to maybe be pesky against Blake Snell, and maybe Blake Snell starts having to throw more pitches, and if he has to throw more pitches, that likely correlates with his 13.5% walk rate to lefties, his 12.6% walk rate to righties. So there is, above 0% chance that Blake Snell doesn't have a great game or a nutty game, but it's one of those cheap spots for me where I'm really going to be on both sides. So if I had to make a single entry lineup, would I want Ohtani and Snell? I think ceiling wise, that's the move. But I do think if Snell, if you wanted to zag on Snell, grab a couple extra $100 or $1,000 or so, using like a Caprillion against a high K lineup, a much higher aggregate strikeout lineup than this Rockies team, and go that route. I don't think that's crazy either. But Blake Snell is very cheap for what his ceiling is. Just a 7.2% walk rate as a team for the Rockies, but man, it certainly could be a trap, I would say, looking at these K lines for the Rockies. What's up, Brian? What's up, Ayo? Doing all right? Cool to see you guys out here. 50 of us chilling when we just randomly flipped the switch. I was scared to schedule the stream because I feel like twice in the last month I've scheduled a stream and Spectrum's gone down on me. And then I have, for some reason, YouTube doesn't allow you to delete an upcoming stream or an active stream on your phone. It has to be on desktop. So then, you guys don't really get a chance to know that the stream's not going to happen. Ugh. Dude, this peanut oil taste is so bad. What's prop lines on Blake Snell? 6.5. I like this walk prop. 2 walks for Blake Snell. You could push it. I know he had 1 against Mini, but 2, 6, 2, 4, 2, 4. Good God. It probably pushes as the most average range of outcome. But like I said, 13.5% walk rate to lefties, 12.6% walk rate to righties. Could face a ton of righties. And if it pushes with a chance to go over, whatever, a push is not really going to hurt you. I don't mind taking a stab at that. We don't get walks on underdog. Spectrum got sued for $7 billion because one of their techs killed someone. I saw that. $7 billion. God dang. I didn't see like the results or anything like that, but I saw. If it's the same story, it was a tech serviced this old lady, and while servicing the lady, he essentially cased the joint and then came back the next day or afterwards, not a service call and robbed and killed her. So it's kind of crazy. Kind of surprised you don't hear more about stuff like that though, or you don't hear that happening more. What up, Podegen? Bro, y'all don't understand. This freaking peanut oil is, oh my God. How do I, it's just like, it won't leave. It won't leave. Let me get the last game typed up. I know I keep saying this, but my goodness, does any team face left-handed pitching more than the Giants? They did it again yesterday, right? And then here we are again. Tyler Anderson to Julio Urias. It really feels like the Giants face lefties 3 times a week, 4 times even. And I don't really know how to prove that other than memory. You know what I mean? Like, is there a site that tracks how many times opposing team is or a team has started against the lefty? Gallo in the projected lineup. Cody Bellinger to Joey Gallo. Are we playing a video game? Was hoping that the Yankees would make a late buzzer beater on Carlos Rodon. but that didn't happen. Alex Cobb on the bump for the Giants. Julio Urias on the bump for the Dodgers. I would imagine Julio's got a couple starts against the Giants this season. He's got 3, averaging 25 fantasy points per game against the Giants, and dropped a smooth 25 2 starts ago. And this Giants lineup, no Darren Ruff, right, does become a little softer against lefties, a positive park. So I get it. I understand why we would want some Julio. And Julio has got that swing and strike rate up to 11% on the season. And you remember he started out the season really not missing a lot of bats. So it really tells you that he was able to find it, and good for him. So let's go with the last couple games of swing and strike rates. What up, Renza? Here. Man, dog. I'm here I am hyping his swing and strike rate up, and his last 2 games are sub 10%. He only had a 6% swing and strike rate against the Giants in that last game. What? I guess he only had 5 strikeouts. How did he have 25 fantasy points with 5 strikeouts in 6 innings? That's ultra efficient. I guess 2 hits and nothing else. And he had 2 walks. Man, that just seems like a lot of fantasy points. My brain is confused. All right, let's throw him in the tier 3. I'd probably put Blake as a tier 2 just because of his ceiling, but I don't have the warm fuzzies on his spot. Alex Cobb, 2.75 expected ERA. We've talked about this every 5 days. Pretty unlucky results-wise. His BABIP has just been kind of high the last 2 years. Against not the Dodgers, I'm more interested. But I also guess, this Dodgers lineup is pretty top-heavy. So if he was able to find some outs with that 1 through 4, 7,200, everyone's in play. Sure, he has also got a few starts against the Dodgers this season or just 1 start, 10 fantasy points that game. And I'm not even sure what my threshold for fantasy points is today. Some days I'm happy with, or I'm seeking for 20 plus out of my pitcher spot on DK. And then some slates are small enough where I just might take 10 out of the SP2 and maybe price be darned. So I don't know, if your risk tolerance is a little higher than mine today, maybe Alex Cobb at 7,200 could serve a role, even if he just got 14 fantasy points. So I wouldn't shake him off just because his underlying metrics are on his side, but not a ton of implied strikeouts to be had in the top half of this Dodgers lineup. Just kind of drops off a cliff. So we'll stack some Dodgers too, though. Dodgers have a 4.4 implied run total. It's only going to be about 60 degrees out there in Oracle, so very pitcher-friendly weather. And while we're here, let's see what we got on the Dodgers. Rice is at 6 Ks, 90.5 pitches, 35.5 fantasy points for them. That's intriguing. And then Alex Cobb is at 4.5 Ks, 23.5 fantasy points. I think those are pretty fair. That's a high fantasy line for Urias if he's back to not missing bats. But what a slate! Waiting for Gun to be on Blenders the Area podcast. I don't think I'm smart enough to be on that show. Every time I watch it, it's always some brilliant mind. I would just be talking about Tommy Boy, and I guess we both like wrestling, but he might like it a little bit more. Let's go Cardinals. Cardinals dropped a confirmed lineup. Carlson, Tommy Edmonds batting second. Tyler O'Neill in the 5-hole. I mean, I would like this game to play clean because I do like some of these bats here just against the contact lefty, even though it's a ground baller. Yadi Molina back in the cut. We'll green light that. If you missed the weather thing, Cardinals game is very likely to wash out, but it's also likely to start and the washout come halfway through. So we're dealing with that. Pirates lineup came out. Newman, Reynolds, Ben Gamel, Ke'Bryan Hayes, O'Neal Cruz, Bly Madris, Calvin Mitchell, Tucupita, Marcano, and Tyler Henneman. So now this lineup's out. We might have I guess nothing's going to change in terms of that strikeout prop. Peralta might only get about 60, 65 pitches. Plenty of strikeouts, 3 through 8. So I'm thinking just out of safety, I might target like the MLB Live props that PrizePicks has when they open up the second and third inning. If they give us 1.5 for Peralta, they're giving us 2 for the first 2 innings. That's interesting. But I'd rather have 2 for like the second 2 innings, because the first 2 batters, Kevin Newman's not really a strikeout guy. Reynolds strikes out less than 20%, which is still attackable, but I would want equity in this lane right here. So we'll look out for a second and third inning strikeout prop for him, you know? I think that's the play. Entertaining. I don't know if brilliant, but entertaining as much as most South. Well, I appreciate that. Can Josh Bell get in the lineup too, or too late? He can. I think him and Juan Soto are in the projected lineup. I got him projected 3 and 4. Let's do a drop here, and then we'll plug some stuff. Just shout out to our presenting sponsor for this one, PrizePicks. If you guys are looking to be a little bit more laid back tonight as well, like I am, and not take the fantasy lineup construction too serious with a little bit of rain out there, check out PrizePicks, man. It's a way to sweat a few things, right? You don't need to make 10 decisions. Just make 2 decisions, right? Grab 2 players to take a prop on, whether it be fantasy score, hits, strikeouts on the pitcher, stuff like that. And if you sign up right now using code GUNDACKER, they're going to double that first deposit up to $100. So $20 becomes $40. Instant credit. None of that slow drip. Play through it 8 times and withdraw through a random currency. I was going to say Bitcoin, but you know what I mean. So check that out. And then it's a good way to support the stream, support the site. If you do that, let me know. We'll get you a special roll over on the free Gundacker Gaming Discord. And if you're not in that, you should be, because it's free. Link to that is in the description below. Like I said, we do have spots open in a $150 season-long league. Spots are filling up fast, so if you want to jump in that, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Discord, whatever. We'll get you in that. First come, first serve, and then if you guys are looking to maybe tail some action or share some action, we got guys grinding the esports streets for PrizePicks. Our boy Eric, who knew he was into disc golf? He's crushing disc golf, and of course he's been crushing WNBA as well. So a lot of cool stuff to jump in there and grab some action on. And then if you guys want in the premium Discord, the RunDFS.com Discord, there's another deal going on, and this one is actually, there's 2 deals. I forgot another deal launched the other day. Hiccup. You could lock in until the NBA All-Star break for $400. That will also give you a $150 credit towards Fantasy Cruncher, and that's going to cover the rest of baseball, the entire NFL season, in the first half of basketball, and the grind for those 2 sports is real. This is an early bird special price. This is not going to be up for much longer. Definitely won't be up a week or 2 before NFL week 1. So if you want that, jump in on that. And I'll give you a little secret to those of you that follow me on Twitter. If that sounds good to you, you can actually save, don't quote me, I want to say $20, maybe $25. We put out $25, I believe, using coupon code BOMB. So $150 rebate, or not a rebate, a credit towards Cruncher. You can essentially rebate that down, and then from $3.99 we put promo code BOMB, and it goes down to $3.74. So huge deals up there. It's the season of deals. What's the big deal? Like a pickle. Let's get caught up on chat. Condac sponsored by Whataburger of Buc-ee's. I would definitely take a sponsorship from Whataburger. I would get paid in patty melts, but that's okay. Buc-ee's, I don't really mess with like that. It's fun to drive hundreds of miles on the Texas highway and see all the cute signs. And they have really clean bathrooms, but they're pretty expensive. So I'm not really, but I'll put Whataburger all day. Give me a Bang sponsorship, a Whataburger sponsorship, and we out here. Hey, Gun, can I talk into doing any NHL DFS content? So much fun and not entirely dissimilar to MLB. Man, can you talk me into it? So I'm not anti-NHL. I'm just a man with so many hours to do so much stuff. And I've actually done some NHL content in the past, or at least I've tried to create a platform for it. And on this channel, years ago, there was an NHL podcast that I was working on. But I just realistically don't have the time, especially when a lot of the NHL slates are going to lock pretty close to the NBA slate. So I would definitely be open to sharing my platform with a couple of NHL grinders that would like to, work on a community to talk in. I would like to pop my head in here and there, but I can't realistically say I could commit to doing the NHL content. But you're right, strategy-wise, and I've played NHL. It's similar to baseball strategically with line stacking and stuff like that. But yeah, there is a podcast out there where I've butchered a lot of Russian names trying to talk NHL with some other guys, you know. What up, Sheriff? Buc-ee's me on them airport prices. You feel me, dog? So you understand what I'm saying? Like they're fun, but man, them beaver nuggets be $12 for what? Oh man, I appreciate that, Jimmy. Just like him and Chris Pennell and Osmo, just good times. Chris is the homie, man. One day me and Chris will do a show together. One day. Chad, I guess I can get you out of here. Right? I don't really have anything else. I'm just blabbering and vibing right now. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys making part of my day be part of your day. If you would, hit that thumbs up. Let's look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's what, Thursday? What's that main slate looking like? Might be a travel day. It's very, very big main slate. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 game main slate for the Yankees. And the Yankees off day? Or nah? I'm tripping. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am sure. Yankees and the Cardinals tomorrow. Oh, they get to see Jordan Montgomery real quick. Just in the dugouts, though. Padres and the Dodgers tomorrow. Who's pitching for that one? That'll be fun, man. That reminds me, last year, those Padres-Dodgers game. And it's, I guess tonight would be emotional for the Vince Scully tribute. But, yeah, those games last year were so much fun. Hopefully we get a little taste of that with this new team. I guess Tatis was a big part of that energy, though. I love and go for those $1 pizza slices on Wednesday. I don't know what that is. Like, I know what $1 pizza slices, but I don't know what that store is. Y'all are making me hungry. Watch out there now. All right, chat. I'm gonna hop out. Is Cards game gonna rain out? Roth. So from what I inferred reading Kevin Roth's report, that he thinks rain will, not thinks, but he projects rain will be there and be part of the game. But he said they are slow-moving storm cells, so they would move in during the game. So the game could start and then get washed out, which, like I said, could create some wonky stuff like a pitcher throwing a 5-inning complete game shutout. Or they could suspend it. They could postpone it. A lot of weird stuff could happen. So I don't want to speculate on the weather part. That'll be something that we leave to the weathermen. But right now, I would, if I had to make one lineup, I'd probably avoid it. Appreciate that, Sheriff. All right, boys, I'm going to get you out of here, man. Tell somebody out there you love them. I love you. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.